Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station, and we're going to continue with our one and done playoff tournament. This is round 2 to see who will go to the semifinals and face the 86 Boston Red Sox. Our matchup here today, the 1983 Baltimore Orioles at the 1988 Oakland Athletics. Baltimore Orioles are the 3 seed, the Oakland Athletics are the 2 seed. I will be playing as the number 3 Baltimore Orioles. The computer will be playing as the number 2 seed, 88 Oakland Athletics. Let's quickly go, and again, the winner will advance to the American League semifinals against the 1986 Boston Red Sox. Let's go to the lineups here. For Baltimore, leading off playing center field is Shelby, batting second, the left fielder Lowenstein. Batting third, the shortstop Ripken. Batting fourth, the first baseman Murray. Batting fifth, the designated hitter Singleton. Batting sixth, the right fielder Dwyer. Batting seventh, doing the catching is Dempsey. Batting eighth, second baseman Dower, as Dower and Dwyer, I'll most likely get those mixed up. And batting ninth, playing third base, is Cruz. On the mound, doing the pitching for the 1983 World Champion Baltimore Orioles in round 2, to see who goes to the semifinals, is McGregor. It's Scott McGregor. And he went 18 wins, 7 losses in 83 with a 3.18 earned run average. For the number 2 seeded 1988 Oakland Athletics, who would have win the American League pennant over the Boston Red Sox, but lose in a huge upset to the 88 Dodgers and Orel Hershiser. Leading off, playing left field is Phillips. Batting second, the catcher Steinbach. Batting third, one of the Bash brothers, Jose Canseco. Batting fourth, the other Bash brother playing first base, Mark McGuire. Batting fifth, the center fielder Henderson. Batting sixth, the second baseman Hubbard. Batting seventh, the third baseman Lansford. Batting eighth, the designated hitter Baylor. Batting ninth, the shortstop Weiss. Doing the pitching, Bob Welch. Welch, 17 wins, 9 losses. Earned run average 3.64. Batting average against 257. Left-handers batted at a clip of 248 off of him, and right-handers 265. He struck out 158, walked 81. Let's play some baseball. As we have a good friend from the channel in the chat, remember World War I. First chat person, I guess. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Thank you very much for joining me. I did listen to that song that you provided regarding World War I. Just actually about 15 minutes ago. Thank you very much. I might play a little Verdun later. I don't know. I want to get this baseball game in. So, but thank you very much for joining me, my friend. Remember World War I. All right. So leading off for the Baltimore Orioles of 1983, who I will be managing, is John T. Bone Shelby. He's getting his first start in this one-and-done playoff tournament. In 1983, he actually batted .258, 5 home runs and 27 RBIs, 8 out of 10 bunter. So for the Oakland, you have Steinbach behind the plate, who's very good. Lansford, below average range at third. Weiss, excellent at short. Hubbard, above average at second, and McGuire, very good defensive range at first. In left field, Tony Phillips, average with a poor arm. In center field, Dave Henderson, very good range, 7 out of 10, pretty good arm. And then Jose Canseco, 6 out of 10 range, but a cannon for an arm, 9 out of 10. So Shelby steps to the plate. Switch hitter, he'll be batting left-handed off the right-handed throwing Bob Welch. Steinbeck sets the sign. Oh, hold on a second. Let me make sure the options are correct. Now they are. Here we go. So Welch looks in at Steinbach, gets the sign. Here's the pitch, and that ball is singled. No! Canseco bobbles it, so it's going to be a single, and Shelby will advance on the muff by the right fielder, Jose Canseco. He's in scoring position. And John, let it be Lowenstein, steps to the plate. Left-handed batter, left fielder. He's 0 for 3 so far in this one-and-done tournament. In actuality, batted .281 with 15 home runs and 60 runs driven in to go along with 52 runs scored. Batted .282 off right-handed pitching. Shelby's at second. No outs. Chance for the Orioles to jump out on top here. Steinbeck sets the target. Here's the pitch to Lowenstein. And he walks. So first and second, no outs, and here he comes. Hall of Famer Cal Ripken Jr. Batting .250 in the retro replay. No home runs, no RBIs. In actuality, in 1983, 318, 27 round trippers, 102 runs knocked in, 121 runs scored. He batted .321 off right-handed pitching. Oakland looking at turn 2, pinching that middle with Weiss and Hubbard. Welch gets the sign from Terry Steinbach. Here's the pitch to Ripken. And Ripken strikes out. Goes down looking on the 2-2 count. Fastball hit that outside corner. Good movement with that fastball. So with 1 out, 2 on, here comes Eddie Murray. Murray batting 1,000. He's 2 for 2 so far in the retro replay one-and-done tournament. 1 home run, 1 run driven in. In 1983, batted .306, 33 home runs, 111 RBIs, 115 runs scored, .315. Off right-handed pitching, the switch hitter will be batting lefty. 1 out, 2 on. The windup and the pitch by Bob Welch. And that ball sent deep to right field. Canseco makes the running catch for out number 2. Tagging up from second and going to third is John Shelby. So 2 outs for the Orioles. Runners on the corners now. And here comes the designated hitter, Kent Singleton. Singleton batting .666. No home runs, no RBIs. He's 2 for 3 in the retro tournament. In actuality, .276, 18 home runs and 84 runs knocked in to go with 52 runs scored. Welch is 1 out away from pitching out of this champ. Steinbach sets the target. Here's the pitch to Singleton. That ball's popped up into foul territory. McGregor goes over. He makes the catch on the first base side. Inning over. Bob Welch pitches out of it. No score as we go to the bottom of the first. 2 up for the Oakland Athletics. Phillips, Steinbach, and Canseco. If anyone gets on, McGregor. So Tony Phillips steps to the plate. On the mound for the Orioles, Scott McGregor. 18-7 in 83, 3.18 earned run average. Struck out 86, walked 45. Batting average against a healthy .269, so you can hit him. He does throw strikes. Left-handed batters batted only .210, while right-handers hit him for a .282 clip. Behind the plate, Rick Dempsey. Average defensive skills with an average arm. At third base, the very good Cruz. Ripken excellent at short. Dower average at second, and Eddie Murray absolutely outstanding at first. In left field, John let it be Lowenstein, 3 out of 10 range with an average arm. Shelby, 6 out of 10 range with a very good arm, 7 out of 10. And in right field, you have Dwyer, 7 out of 10 range with a weak throwing arm. So here's Tony Phillips steps to the plate. The switch hitter will be batting right-handed off the left-handed throwing McGregor. Getting his first start in this one-and-done playoff series. He batted .203 in actuality. 2 home runs, 17 runs driven in. .282 off right-handed pitching. Off left-handed pitching, excuse me. McGregor looks in at Dempsey. Here's the pitch to Phillips. And Phillips works a walk, so the leadoff runner on for Oakland. 6 out of 10 base running ability. Murray will hold him on. And here comes Terry Steinbach. Steinbach 0 for 4 so far in this tournament. He batted .265 in 1988 with 9 home runs and 51 runs driven in to go along with 42 runs scored. Excellent hit and run man, 6 out of 10. McGregor looks in at Dempsey. The lefty's ready to deliver. Here's the pitch to Steinbach. That's a bunt. And what happened there? The play goes to first for the out. On the wheel play, Dower was covering first. Phillips advances to second, so Steinbach does his job. Phillips is in scoring position for Bash brother number 1, Jose Canseco. 666, no home runs, 1 RBI in this retro replay tournament. In actuality, 307, 42 round trips, 124 runs driven in, and 120 runs scored. Off left-handed pitching, very good, 340 batting average. McGregor looks in at Dempsey. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Canseco. 1 out, 1 on. And that ball goes up, off the left field wall. Lowenstein retrieves it. Canseco has a 1-out double, and scoring from second is Phillips. The A's take a 1-0 lead. And here comes Bash brother number 2, Mark McGwire. McGwire 666 also in this retro replay tournament. No home runs, 1 RBI. In actuality, 260, 32 round trippers, 99 runs driven in, 87 runs scored. Off left-handed pitching, 247. Lefty-righty matchup here. First base open. On deck is Dave Henderson. The windup and the pitch from McGregor. That ball goes deep to Lowenstein, who races back and makes the catch at the warning track. Retreating back to second base is Jose Canseco. There's 2 outs now. And here comes Dave Henderson. Henderson's batting .500 with 2 RBIs in this retro tournament. In actuality, 304, 24 home runs, 94 RBIs, 100 runs scored. 306 off left-handed pitching. 2 outs, Canseco at second. Henderson looking to drive him in. He digs in. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Dave Henderson. And that's ripped to Ripken. He catches the line drive, inning over. But Oakland draws first blood. We go to the top of the second. The 83 Baltimore Orioles, nothing. The 1988 Oakland Athletics, 1. Due up for the Orioles, Dwyer, Dempsey, and Dower. Jim Dwyer, 0 for 4 so far in this tournament. Left-handed batter to face the right-handed throwing Bob Welch. In actuality, he batted .286 with 8 home runs and 38 runs driven in, to go along with 37 runs scored. Steinbach flashes the sign. Welch nods his head. Here's the pitch to Dwyer. It's grounded back to Welch, over to McGwire for the first out here in the top of the second. Oakland fans love that. And here comes Rick Dempsey, Orioles catcher. 333 batting average, 1 RBI in the retro tournament. In actuality, 231, 4 home runs, 32 runs driven in, 33 runs scored. Off right-handed pitching, 238 batting average. Welch rocks and fires to Dempsey. Grounded to Weiss, over to McGwire. 2 up, 2 down. And it'll be up to Rich Dower to extend this inning for the Orioles. He's batting .250, no home runs, no runs knocked in. In actuality, .235, 5 home runs and 41 runs driven in, 49 runs scored. He batted .223 off right-handed pitching. Very good defensive second baseman. Welch toes the rubber, looks in at Steinbach, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Dower. Dower grounds to Lansford, over to McGwire. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Oakland. 2 up for the A's. Hubbard, Lansford, and Baylor. If anyone gets out, the shortstop, Walt Weiss. Glenn Mother Hubbard steps to the plate, the A's second baseman, getting his first start of this tournament. In 1988, he batted .255, 3 home runs and 33 runs knocked in to go with 35 runs scored. Off left-handed pitching, .278 batting average. McGregor's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Hubbard. That ball goes out to Lowenstein. He doesn't have to move. He makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down. Carney Lansford steps to the plate. The A's third baseman batting .200 in the retro replay. No homers, no RBIs. In 1988, .279, 7 home runs and 57 runs driven in. They go with 80 runs scored. He has a .308 batting average off righties, but he's facing a lefty, and it drops tremendously. Almost it's over 100 points. .203. Dempsey flashes the sign. McGregor nods his head. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Lansford. And he singles into left. Lowenstein retrieves the ball and throws it back in towards the infield. A 1-out single for Carney Lansford. He's a pretty good base runner. 8 out of 10 base running skills. 60% chance of stealing second. Murray holding him on. And here comes Don Baylor. Baylor's getting his first start of this retro replay tournament. He batted .220 in 1988, 7 home runs, 34 runs driven in to go with 28 runs scored. .220 against either lefties or righties. Orioles looking to turn 2. Ripken and Dower pinching the middle. The windup and the pitch by Scott McGregor. There goes Lansford, and he slides in safely, beating the Dempsey throw. He's in scoring position now with 1 out. The count to Baylor's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Baylor. Pops it up. Ripken calls for it at short. Makes the catch. 2 outs. Lansford retreats back to second. So it'll be up to Walt Weiss to knock Lansford in or extend this inning. The number 9 hitter, the shortstop, batting .500. No home runs, no RBIs. He's 2 for 4. In 88, he batted .250 with 3 home runs and 39 runs driven in to go along with 44 runs scored. .262 off right-handed pitching. 2 outs, Lansford at second. McGregor looks in at Dempsey. Nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Walt Weiss. That's grounded to Cruz, and the usually sure-handed Cruz fumbles around with the ball, and that's going to be an E5. Walt Weiss advances safely to first. Runners on the corners now. McGregor and the Orioles should be out of this inning instead. Lansford's at third. Weiss is at first. And the top of the order, Tony Phillips comes to the plate. Phillips walked his first time up. Phillips digs in. McGregor's ready. He sets and delivers. Here's the pitch. Phillips grounds to Ripken, who throws to Dower for the force out at second. Inning over. So McGregor pitches around the error. We go to the top of the third, 1-0 Oakland. Due up for the Orioles, Cruz, then the top of the order, Shelby and Lowenstein. So Todd Cruz comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 so far in this retro replay tournament. He only batted .208 in 1983. 3 home runs, 27 runs driven in, 16 runs scored. He's inserted in the lineup because of his defense, and he made an error. Though it did cost the Orioles, he would like to make amends. Welch back on the mound. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Cruz. And that is a line out to Phillips, who makes the diving catch to rob Cruz of extra bases. 1 out, top of the order. John T-Bone Shelby comes to the plate. 1 for 1. He's single in the first. Left-handed batter, switch hitter, against the right-handed throwing Bob Welch. Steinbeck sets the target. Here's the pitch to Shelby. Smack to Lansford over to McGuire. 2 up, 2 down, and it's up to John Lowenstein to extend this inning for the Baltimore Orioles. Lowenstein also walked in the first. Orioles were unable to score, though. Righty-lefty matchup. Lowenstein Waits the Bob Welch delivery. Steinbach sets the target. Here's the pitch. Lowenstein swings and he singles to right. So Lowenstein's on first once again. This time via the single. 5 out of 10 base running ability. Mark McGwire to hold him on. And here comes Cal Ripken Jr. He's 0 for 1 today. Struck out in the first. Ripken had 27 round trippers in 83. One swing of the bat could put Baltimore ahead 2-1 over the A's. Welch toes the rubber, looks over at McGwire, now in at Steinbach. Steinbach sets the target. Here's the pitch to Ripken. And Ripken walks first and second, 2 outs, and the very dangerous Eddie Murray comes to the plate. Orioles first baseman's 0 for 1. He flew deep to right, down the right field line in the first. 2 outs, 2 on. The windup and the pitch by Welch. And Murray strikes out, inning over. So that's a clutch piece of pitching for Bob Welch. We go to the bottom of the third, 1-0 Oakland. The winner will advance to the American League semifinals against the 86 Boston Red Sox. Kerry Steinbach steps to the plate. He had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. Lefty-righty matchup here for McGregor. Dempsey goes through the signs, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Steinbach. And he strikes him out. Inside corner, he got him on that 0-2 pitch. 1 out, Jose Canseco. 1 for 1. Canseco doubled down the left field line. And that knocked Phillips in, gave the Oakland a 1-0 lead. 1 out, no one on. McGregor's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Jose Canseco. And that goes out to Lowenstein, but he can't make the play as that is foul. Count to Canseco is now no balls, 2 strikes. Dempsey flashes the signs. McGregor nods his head. He sets and delivers. Canseco pops that ball up back towards the screen and foul. The count stays no balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, no one on. McGregor's ready to work. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a double to left center field. So Jose Canseco gets another double. He's in scoring position for Mark McGwire, who's 0 for 1. McGwire fly deep to left in the first inning. Oakland leads 1-0, looking to tack on some more runs here in the bottom of the third. Dempsey goes out to have a word with Scott McGregor. Murray and Ripken meet him on the mound. Meeting adjourned, players go back to their positions. Dempsey squats back behind the plate. McGregor digs in on the mound, looks in at McGwire. Here's the pitch to Mark. And McGwire singles to left field. Lowenstein puts a charge on it. Canseco is going to be waved around. Canseco's 8 out of 10 base runner. Lowenstein 5 out of 10 arm, but he's put a good charge on it. 32% chance of throwing Canseco out. Lowenstein will throw to the plate. There's the throw, and he's nailed. Dempsey blocks the plate, applies the tag. Canseco is thrown out. 2 outs. McGwire does not advance to second base. He stayed at first on the throw to the plate. That's a huge play by the Orioles. John let it be Lowenstein. Guns out Jose Canseco. The game stays at 1-0. So 2 outs, 1 on, and here comes Dave Henderson. He's 0 for 1 today. Let's see if that play revs up these 83 Orioles. The windup and the pitch from Scott McGregor. That goes out to Lowenstein. He makes the catch, inning over. We go to the top of the fourth, 1-0 Oakland. Due up for the 1983 Baltimore Orioles. Singleton, Dwyer, and Dempsey. Kenny Singleton's 0 for 1. Left-handed power hitter. Switch hitter, batting lefty. Righty-lefty matchup here for Welch. Steinbach sets the target. Here's the pitch to Singleton. And Singleton works a walk. He represents a tying run at first base. Jim Dwyer steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to the pitcher in the second inning. 2 out of 10 bunter, so Don't think that's happening. 4 out of 10 hit and run. Singleton 4 out of 10 running ability, held on by Mark McGuire at first. Welch looks over at first. Now in at Steinbach. Here's the pitch to Dwyer. But before that, he throws over. Singleton just gets back. Again, Welch looks over at first. Now towards home plate. He sets and delivers. Dwyer swings, and that ball is ripped foul down the right field line. Dwyer steps back in the batter's box. It counts 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs. Singleton at first. He represents a tying run. Welch looks in, nods his head. Here's the pitch. It's a wild pitch. Singleton races to second base. It's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dwyer has a duck out on the pond. He can knock in and tie this game up. If you're thinking 1 swing of the bat to put the O's ahead, he did have 8 home runs in '83. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The windup and the pitch from Bob Welch. That ball sent deep to Canseco. He makes the catch in front of the warning track. Singleton goes back to tag up. 68% chance of tagging up. We're sending him. Canseco 9 out of 10 arm. Here's the throw, but not in time. Singleton slides in safely. So he's 90 feet away from tying this ball game up. 1 out. Here comes the catcher, Rick Dempsey. He's 0 for 1. He needs to put this ball someplace, either to the shortstop or the second baseman, to most likely score Singleton on a ground ball or a fly ball. He'd like to hit it out to left if it's going to be an out, as Phillips only has a 2 out of 10 arm. Henderson 7 out of 10, and Canseco 9 out of 10. Steinbach goes through the signs. Welch nods his head. Steinbach sets the target. Here's the pitch to Rick Dempsey. Grounded to Weiss. We're going to send Singleton home. 82% chance of scoring. The play's to first. And they get Dempsey for out number 2, but scoring on the fielder's choice is Ken Singleton. This ball game is tied up at 1, folks. So 2 outs, no one on, and here comes the second baseman for the Orioles, Rich Dower. He's 0 for 1. Welch works quickly. Here's the pitch to Dower. Grounded to Weiss. Throws to McGuire. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 4th, tied up at 1. 2 up for Oakland. Hubbard, Lansford, Baylor. If anyone gets on, the shortstop, Walt Weiss. McGregor's up to 47 pitches. He's good for 125. The left-hander's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Hubbard. Smash to Cruz, and a good strong throw to Murray for out number 1. Carney Lansford steps to the plate. The A's third baseman is 1 for 1. He singled in the second. McGregor looks in at Dempsey. Here's the pitch to Lansford. It's a bunt, and it goes foul, so he tried to bunt his way on. Tried to catch the Orioles by surprise. It counts now no balls, 2 strikes. I take it the bunt will be off. Hello, Max Cornelius. How you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. Thank you for joining me again. Here's the windup and the pitch by McGregor. Lansford singles up the middle. 8 out of 10 base runner, held on by Eddie Murray at first. He represents the go-ahead run. Here comes Don Baylor, designated hitter for the A's. He's 0 for 1. McGregor looks over at Murray at first. Sets and delivers to Baylor. That ball's popped up in foul territory. Dower goes running over, and he makes the catch behind Eddie Murray for out number 2. Excellent play by Dower. So 2 outs, 1 on, and here comes Walt Weiss. The A's shortstop's 0 for 1. 1-1 game. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Walt Weiss. And that goes in the shallow right field. Dwyer comes in, makes the catch, inning over. Top of the 5th, knotted at 1. 2 up for the 1983 Baltimore Orioles. Cruz, in the top of the order, Shelby, and let it be Lowenstein. As Max Cornelius in the chat says, alright, get to see the 88 A's play. So, Todd Cruz, second at bat, he's 0 for 1. Righty-righty matchup. The windup and the pitch by Welch. It's popped up. Hubbard's calling for it at second base. He makes the catch for out number 1. Top of the order now. John T-Bone Shelby, 1 for 2. Single in the first, grounded to third in the third. 8 out of 10 bunter. He's going to attempt a bunt hit. Here's the pitch by Welch. He puts the bunt down. Welch fields it, goes to Hubbard on the wheel play, and they just nip him for out number 2. Welch, cat-like quickness off the mound, grabbed that baseball, fired to Hubbard, who was covering on the wheel plate, to get Shelby by the hair of his chinny chin. So 2 outs, no one on, and John Let It Be Lowenstein steps to the plate. He's 1 for 1. He walked in the first, singled in the third. He had 15 home runs in '83. 1-1 ball game. Righty-lefty matchup here. Welch looks in at Steinbach. He sets the target. Here's the pitch to Lowenstein. That ball goes out to Henderson in right center field. He makes an excellent running catch. Side retire. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Oakland 1, Baltimore 1. 2 up for the Athletics. Phillips, Steinbach, and Canseco. If anyone gets on, McGuire. Tony Phillips is 0 for 1. Scott McGregor rubs up the baseball. Steps up on the mound. Looks in at Rick Dempsey. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Tony Phillips. That ball goes out to Lowenstein in shallow left field. He makes the catch. So with 1 out, here comes the catcher, Terry Steinbach. He's 0 for 1. McGregor looks in at Dempsey. Here's the pitch to Steinbach. Popped out to center field. Shelby's there. He makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. And here comes Bash brother number 1. Jose Canseco, 2 for 2. Currently hitting .800 in this tournament. He's 4 for 5. And he has 2 RBIs. Remember, Canseco had 42 home runs. 1 swing in the back to put the Athletics ahead. First base is open, but the very dangerous Mark McGuire comes up next. Canseco batted at a .340 clip off left-handed pitching. McGregor rocks and fires to Canseco. That ball goes deep and foul down the right field line. The count is now no balls, 2 strikes. McGregor gets a new baseball. He rubs it up. Steps back up on the mound. Toes the rubber. Here's the pitch to Jose. Grounded to Cruz. Over to Murray. Inning over. We go to the top of the 6th. 1-1 here in Oakland at the Coliseum. The winner goes to the semifinals to face the American in the American League bracket to face the '86 Boston Red Sox. 2 up for the Orioles this top of the inning. Ripken, Murray, and Singleton. Cal Ripken Jr. 0 for 1. He struck out in the first and walked in the third. Steinbach goes through the side. Welch nods his head. Here's the pitch to Cal Ripken Jr. And that's up the middle for a single. That ball was returned to center. So a leadoff single for Cal Ripken, 4 out of 10 base runner. He represents the go-ahead run at first. Mark McGuire to hold him on. Eddie Murray comes to plate. He's 0 for 2. He had a chance to knock in some runs back in the third when they had runners on the corners with 2 outs, but he struck out. And before that, he flew deep down the right field line, looking to make amends. Righty-lefty matchup here for Bob Welch. Steinbach sets the target. Here's the pitch to Murray. And that is a line out to Mark McGuire, and quickly diving back to the bag is Ripken to avoid the double play. So with 1 out, 1 on, Kenny Singleton steps to the plate. Orioles designated hitter, he's 0 for 1. Popped to first in the first, walked in the fourth. Switch hitter batting lefty off the right-handed throwing Bob Welch. Welch up to 95 pitches, good for 120. McGuire still holding Ripken on. Athletics looking to turn 2 and get out of this inning, with Weiss and Hubbard pinching the middle. Here's the pitch to Kenny Singleton. Pops it up towards second. Hubbard calls for it. He makes the catch. Out number 2. Ripken retreats back to first. And here comes Jimmy Dwyer. He's 0 for 2. Jimmy batted .279 off right-handed pitching in 1983. Welch looks over at first. Now in at Steinbach. Here's the pitch to Dwyer. That ball goes out to left field, down the line, and curves foul. So 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dwyer steps back into left-hander's batter's box. Welch toes the rubber, peers in at Steinbach. He sets and delivers to Dwyer. And that's a single in left field. Phillips making a hard charge on it. Ripken will be held at second. So a 2-out single by Dwyer. Now the Orioles have runners at first and second. Here comes the catcher, Rick Dempsey. He's 0 for 2 today off Bob Welch. He has grounded out twice, but his second ground out was a fielder's choice, and Singleton scored to tie the game. He was at third. Steinbach goes out to the mound to have a word with Bob Welch. It's a quick word. Jogs back behind the plate, squats down, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Dempsey. 2 outs, 2 on. And he strikes Dempsey out. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still tied at 1, so whatever Steinbach said certainly worked. 2 up for the 1988 Oakland Athletics, McGuire, Henderson, and Hubbard. Bash brother number 2, Mark McGregor, steps to the plate. Right-handed power-hitting first baseman. As I stated, 1 for 2. He flew deep to left in the first and singled in the third. He had 32 round trippers in 1988. McGregor's ready to work. Here's the pitch to McGuire. And he strikes the big man out. Big swing and a miss. He extended the zone. And McGuire chased. Excellent bit of pitching there by Scott McGregor. And here comes Dave Henderson, Oakland center fielder. He's 0 for 2. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Henderson. And that's a single up the middle. It's 1 for 3. Again, the go-ahead runs on at first. Henderson to be held on by Eddie Murray. Ripken and Dower, excuse me. I knew I was going to get Dower and Dwyer mixed up. Ripken and Dower pinching the middle a bit. Again, they want to turn 2, get out of this inning, keep it a tie ball game. 1-1, bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Henderson at first. Hubbard steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2. The windup and the pitch by Scott McGregor. It's a bunt. The throw to first, and they get him. Henderson moves to second base now with 2 outs. I don't think that was a sacrifice. I think Hubbard was trying to surprise him with a bunt base hit. And here comes Carney Lansford. Athletics third baseman, 2 for 2. He has singled in the 2nd and in the 4th. A single now most likely will score Dave Henderson. He'll be running on contact. And the only outfielder for the O's who has a good arm is Shelby in center. So if they hit it to left or right, though John Let It Be Lowenstein did throw Canseco out at the plate on a shallow, hard-hit ball. He put a good charge on it, got an accurate, quick throw off to Dempsey, who tagged him out. Alrighty. Dempsey goes through the signs. McGregor shakes him off. He wants Dempsey to go through them again. Now he nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Carney Lansford. Henderson at second, 2 outs. And it's grounded to a charging Cruz. He throws, but not in time. Lansford hustles it down the first base line for an infield hit. Go-ahead run now 90 feet away at third base. And Dave Henderson, runners on the corners, 2 outs. And here comes Don Baylor. He's 0 for 2 today. He has popped out twice in the 2nd and in the 4th. McGregor asks for another baseball. The umpire gives it to Dempsey. Dempsey lobs it out to McGregor. Rubs it up a bit. Steps back up on the mound. He toes the rubber. Looks in at Dempsey. The windup and the pitch to Baylor. And Baylor walks. The bases are loaded. Great job of patience by Don Baylor. He doesn't chase on the 3-1. No place to put Welch twice. The number 9 batter, the shortstop for the Athletics. He's 0 for 2. The organist is playing charge. The fans are yelling charge. 1-1 ball game. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Bottom of the 6th. Weiss digs in. McGregor nods his head. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Walt Weiss. And that goes to Murray at first. He takes it to the bag himself. Inning over. And Oakland has switched pitchers. A new pitcher in. And it's going to be Greg Caderet. I don't think I said that right. Greg Caderet. 5-2 with 3 saves, 289 earned run average. Batting average against 226. He struck out 64, walked 36. Left-handers batted below 200 off him at 198. And right-handers just under 250, 244. So they go to the lefty out of the pen. Top of the 7th, 1-1. Tony La Russa likes the mix and match, as you know. Due up for the 83 Orioles, Dower, Cruz in the top of the order, John T-Bone Shelby. Lefty-righty matchup. For Dower batted .258 off left-handed pitching, which is better than his .223 average off right-handed pitching. He's 0 for 2 today. Caderet gets a sign from Steinbach. Here's the pitch to Dower. Grounded to Weiss, throw over to McGuire, out number 1. Good range shown by Walt Weiss. That's why he has an 8 out of 10 range rating. So with 1 out, the very weak hitting Todd Cruz comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Steinbach sets the target. Here's the pitch to Cruz. Cruz works a walk. He represents the go-ahead run here. 1 out, top of the 7th. Pretty good base runner. 7 out of 10 base running ability. Mark McGuire to hold him on. And here comes John T-Bone Shelby. The switch hitter will now bat right-handed off the left-handed throwing Caderet. Shelby batted .256 off left-handed throwers. Caderet looks in at Steinbach. Now looks at first. Here's the pitch to Shelby. And that's grounded to Caderet, and they only can get the force at second. They can't turn 2. Shelby advances safely on the fielder's choice. There's 2 outs now. Shelby, 8 out of 10 base runner, 73% chance of stealing second base. John Let It Be Lowenstein steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2. We're going to attempt to steal here as I'm managing the 83 Orioles. Here's the pitch. Shelby's off and running. The throw down by Steinbach, not in time. Shelby slides in safely. So with 2 outs, he's in scoring position. As Max Cornelius says, love those 88 to 90 Oakland A's teams. Yeah, they were good. Though, do you think they underachieved in only winning 1 out of 3 World Series? As they went to 3 straight, but only won 1 against San Francisco in the what would be known as the Earthquake World Series. So Lowenstein steps back in the batter's box. Lefty-lefty matchup. And that's going to be it because Lowenstein didn't get a hit off the left-handed batter in 83. So we're going to go to the pinch hitter and the bench. Lowenstein had an excellent day in the field, though. He did throw out Jose Canseco at the plate. That's a huge play right now as it's a 1-1 ball game. So we're looking to see who hits left-handed pitching. Joe Nolan, 333. He's one of the catchers we have. Theo Hernandez, 333 at 203 at-bats. Nolan, 184 at-bats, so that's a good sample size. 800 slugging percentage off lefties, wow. So we're going to go with Joe Nolan. We still have another catcher. In this one-and-done tournament, all players are eligible who played for each team. It's a one-and-done tournament, so there's no 25-man roster. So we have a third catcher, who is John Stafaro, who only had 11 at-bats, but he now becomes the emergency catcher. So Joe Nolan will pinch hit. His .333 batting average off left-handed pitchers and 800 slugging percentage. Let's see if Tony La Russa will counter that. So pinch hitting And it's funny because he's a left-handed batter, but he really crushes left-handed pitching. Let me make sure I'm looking at this right before I make a huge mistake. Nope, that is correct. Off righties, he only batted .272, so Joe Nolan comes in. There's Joe Nolan. Look at those glasses. Doesn't give me great confidence for the decision I just made. All right, 1 out. I'm sorry, 2 outs. And Lowenstein's actually pinch hit for in the middle of the at-bat. As we attempted to steal, the count that Nolan will inherit is no balls, 1 strike. Nolan batted .277 and 184 at-bats in 1983 for the Orioles. 5 home runs, 24 runs driven in, 25 runs scored. And he batted a very healthy .333 off left-handed pitching with an .800 slugging percentage. Lefty-lefty matchup. Cataract toes the rubber, looks in at Steinbach. Steinbach sets the target. Here's the pitch to Nolan. Nolan grounds to Weiss, who throws to McGuire for out number 3, inning over. So the pinch hitter doesn't pay off. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The 1983 Baltimore Orioles won. The 1988 Oakland Athletics won. And we need a left fielder now. Ayala is a 6 range with a 1 arm. Bumbry is a 6 range with a... I think we're going to go with Al Bumbry in left field. Al Bumbry will go in to left field. 6 out of 10 range with a 2 arm. And now, due up for the Oakland Athletics here in the bottom of the 7th. Phillips, Steinbach, and Canseco. If anyone gets on, McGuire. 1-1 ball game. Phillips is 0 for 2. McGregor, 88 pitches, good for 125. He's scattered 7 hits and only given up 1 run. Phillips digs in. The windup and the pitch by Scott McGregor. And it's ripped to Murray, who throws to McGregor, who covers first base for out number 1. Here comes Terry Steinbach, the Oakland Athletic catcher. He's 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice bunt in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, and fly to center in the 5th. Steinbach had 9 home runs in 1988. Again, batted .342 off left-handed pitching. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to his counterpart, Terry Steinbach. And that goes in shallow right center field. And who's there? John T-Bone Shelby. 2 up, 2 down. And the very dangerous Jose Canseco steps to the plate. He's 2 for 3. He has 2 doubles and a ground out in the 5th. A lot of power here. Dempsey goes out to have a word with McGregor. Now back behind the plate, squats down, he sets the target, the windup and the pitch to Jose Canseco. Canseco sends that ball deep, but Dwyer makes the running catch towards the right field line. Inning over, we go to the top of the 8th, tied at 1. New pitcher on the mound for the Oakland Athletics, another left-handed thrower, Rick Honeycutt. Rick Honeycutt, 3 wins, 2 losses, 7 saves, 3.5 earned run average. Teams batted .253 off of him. He struck out 47, walked 25. Left-handers hit at a .227 clip, right-handers at a .265 clip. And his first batter he will face is Cal Ripken Jr. And after that, Murray and Singleton. Ripken's 1 for 2 today. Struck out in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, and singled in the 6th. Ripken batted .312 off left-handed pitching. Honeycutt gets a sign. He sets and delivers to Ripken. And Ripken sends that deep and foul down the left field line. The count on Cal is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. The winner will advance in the American League bracket to the semifinals to face the 1986 Boston Red Sox. Honeycutt's ready. Here's the pitch to Ripken. And he strikes him out! A big swing and a miss as Cal Ripken was trying to put the O's ahead with that mighty swing. So with 1 out, another dangerous batter, Eddie Murray for the O's comes to plate. He's 0 for 3 today, though. Switch hitter will bat right-handed off left-handed throwing Honeycutt. He batted .289 off left-handed pitching. Oakland's infield, outfield, straightaway and normal. Honeycutt looks in at Steinbach, nods his head, the windup and the delivery to Eddie Murray. Murray lines it hard, but Lansford's right there for out number 2. Good reaction by Carney Lansford at third base. 2 outs, no one on. 1-1 ball game, top of the 8th, and here comes the designated hitter, Kenny Singleton. He's 0 for 2. Singleton popped to first in the first, walked in the 4th, and popped to second in the 6th. He'd like to pop one over the fence. Give the O's a lead. Diggs in the batter's box. He's ready to grip and rip. Here's the pitch to Singleton. And Singleton walks for the second time. He's on first, 4 out of 10 base running ability. Mark McGuire to hold him on. He represents the go-ahead run. Let's check out who we have on the bench for Len Cicada, 9 out of 10 base runner. 8 stealing. We take him out. Len Cicada will come in to pinch run for Kenny Singleton. With 2 outs, the top of the 8th, 9 out of 10 base runner, 31% chance of stealing second. McGuire to hold him on, just putting a little more pressure here on Oakland. And Rich Dower at the plate. Dower batted .500 off left-handed pitching. He's 1 for 3. Grounded to the pitcher. Fly to deep right, and his last time up, singled in the 6th. Let's see how that .500 batting average off lefties does for him. Honeycutt toes the rubber, looks over at first, now in at Steinbach. Steinbach sets the target. Here's the pitch to Dwyer. That's a wild pitch! Cicada moves up to second base. Oh, it's a balk! It is a balk. My faux pas. Either way, Cicada's in scoring position with 2 outs. Dwyer can put the Orioles out ahead. Cicada will be off on contact. There's 2 outs. No balls, 2 strikes on Jim Dwyer. Honeycutt's ready. Here's the pitch. Dwyer swings and misses. Inning over. So Honeycutt pitches around Cicada at second. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 1-1 in this game to see who goes to the semifinals between the 83 Baltimore Orioles and the 88 Oakland Athletics. Due up for the A's in the bottom of the 8th, McGuire, Henderson, and Hubbard. McGregor still on the mound. 95 pitches. Again, he's good for 125. McGuire 1 for 3. A lot of power in his bat. Flied out deep in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, struck out in the 6th. Dempsey flashes the signs. McGregor nods his head. Here's the pitch to McGuire. That ball goes out to Shelby in center field. He moves slightly to his left, makes the catch for out number 1. 1 out, no one on. Here comes Dave Henderson, the Athletic center fielder's 1 for 3. Line to short, fly to shallow left, and singled in the 6th. McGregor's ready. Here's the pitch to Henderson. And that's a single to left. Henderson is the go-ahead run at first. 4 out of 10 base running ability. Eddie Murray to hold him on. Dempsey goes out to have a word with McGregor. Let's look at our pen real quick. As Hubbard comes to the plate. Tippy Martinez, 21 saves. Mike Flanagan. Boddicker, but he started game 1. Okay. Alright, Dempsey back behind the plate now. The windup and the pitch to McGregor. The Orioles want to turn 2. The grounder to Murray, over to Ripken, back to Murray, double play! Inning over. They got the double play they wanted as that went 3-6-3. Excellent start and finish by Eddie Murray. We go to the top of the ninth, and there he is, the Eck. Dennis Eckersley comes out onto the mound. Eckersley in 1988, phenomenal year. 4 wins, 2 losses, 45 saves, earned run average 2.35. Struck out 70, only walked 11. Batting average against 198. Lefties and righties both hit below 200 against the Eck. Of course, what is he remembered for in 88? The pinch hit home run by Kirk Gibson to lose Game 1 against the Dodgers. And he'll be facing, for the Baltimore Orioles, Dempsey, Dower, and Cruz. And we might go to a pinch hitter. Dempsey's 0 for 3. But then we'd have to go to John Stafaro, who only had 11 at-bats. He'd be the catcher for the rest of the game. So Dempsey will hit. We used Nolan, our other catcher, already. Eckersley with the high leg kick. Here's the pitch to Dempsey. Grounded to Lansford. Makes a nice play. Out number 1. Oakland fans love it. And here comes Rich Dower. He's 0 for 3. Orioles second baseman. I think we're going to pinch hit for Dower. Mike Young. Tito Landrum's on the bench, and he batted .316 off right-handed pitching. We would then have to use an infielder because Len Sakata pinch ran. He was my backup second, or platoon second baseman. So before we do anything, we check out real quick who can play second base. So Dower and Sakata, Cruz, Lowens. Oh wow. We'd have to move Cruz to second, which we can because we have a couple of third basemen, but he's a very good defensive third baseman, Cruz is, even though we made an error. We're going to let Dower hit. Now let's look at this one more time. Tito Landrum batted .316, slugging percentage .368. Landrum had 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 42 at-bats. Basically a pinch hitter. Benny Ayala. Dan Ford. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Rich Dower will hit. 1 out, no one on. Dower 0 for 3. Eckersley gets the sign from Steinbach. Again, the high leg kick. Here's the pitch to Dower. Grounded to Weiss, over to McGuire, 2 up, 2 down. And here comes the very weak hitting third baseman, very good defensively, Todd Cruz. He's 0 for 2 today, with an error. Didn't cost him though. Line to left in the 3rd, popped to second in the 5th, and walked in the 7th. Eckersley looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Looks in at Steinbach, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Cruz, 2 outs, nobody on. And Cruz singles to right center. So the weak hitting Ted Cruz singles to right center. He represents the go-ahead run at first. Very solid base runner, 7 out of 10 base running ability. McGuire to hold him on. And here comes John T-Bone Shelby. He's 1 for 4. .262 batting average off right-handed pitching. His 1 hit came way back in the 1st, a single. Shelby only 5 home runs in 83. Eckersley gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Shelby. 2 outs, runner at first. And ball is a hard hit ball right back at Eck. He goes over to McGuire, inning over. So he robs Shelby of a base hit up the middle. We go to the bottom of the 9th. A chance for Oakland to win it. 1-1 ball game between the 83 Baltimore Orioles and the 88 Oakland Athletics to see who advanced to the American League bracket to the semifinals against the 86 Red Sox. Due up for the A's, Lansford, Baylor, and Weiss. McGregor still out on the mound. 101 pitches. He's good for 125. Lansford's 3 for 3 off of him. I think this could be it for McGregor. He scattered 8 hits for only 1 run. Should we go to Tippy Martinez? So the A's have righty, and a switch hitter. McGregor gave up a 282 batting average off right-handed batters. Our best pitcher at 243 earned run average, besides Tippy Martinez is at 225, is Sammy Stewart. Do we put the game in the hands of... You know what? We're going to go with Tippy Martinez. The closer's coming in. 1-1 ball game. You win, you advance. You lose, you go home. We're sending in Tippy Martinez to come in. There, here's Tippy Martinez. So Scott McGregor went 8 innings, 8 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 2, struck out 2 through 101 pitches. For Oakland, Bob Welch went 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 3, struck out 3. Cataract, 1 inning, walked 1, no runs. Honeycutt, 1 inning, no runs, walked 1, struck out 2. And Eckersley just pitched the top of the 9th. He gave up a hit, no runs. So Tippy Martinez comes in from the bullpen, throwing his warm-up tosses to Dempsey. In 1983, 9 wins, 3 losses, 21 saves. He's good for 50 pitches. The earned run average, 2.35. Batting average against, 211. Left-handers batted 179, right-handers 225. Struck out 81, walked 37. So Lansford, who's 3 for 3, will face Tippy Martinez. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Carney Lansford. And he singles in the left. So Lansford's now 4 for 4. He represents the winning run at first in this 1-1 ball game. Bottom of the 9th, here comes Don Baylor. Let's see if he's going to hit. Murray holding on. Lansford, 8 out of 10 base running ability, 53% chance of stealing second base. Martinez throws over to Murray. Lansford gets back. And now he actually goes up with a stealing percentage of 40. Oh no, it goes down to 41%, excuse me. Alright, so Martinez looks over at Murray holding on Lansford. Looks in at Baylor. Baylor 0 for 2. Popped out in the 2nd and the 4th, walked in the 6th. Dempsey sets the target. The windup and the pitch by Tippy Martinez. Baylor swings and he sends it out to Shelby in center. He makes the catch. Lansford quickly retreats back to first base. So with 1 out, the winning run at first and Carney Lansford. Here comes the A's shortstop Walt Weiss, who's 0 for 3. Martinez works quickly. Here's the pitch to Weiss. To Ripken, to Dower, over to Murray. No, but not in time. Weiss beats out the double play ball. Great hustle by Walt Weiss to give Oakland another chance. After Organist plays charge here at the Coliseum, the fans cheer along. 6 out of 10 base running ability. Murray to hold him on. And here comes Tony Phillips, who's 0 for 3. Phillips off left-handed pitching, batted 282. Martinez looks in at Dempsey, nods his head. Dempsey sets the target. The windup and the pitch to Tony Phillips. And he strikes him out, and we're going to extra innings, folks. We go to the top of the 10th, tied at 1. Remember, the winner of this game between the 83 Baltimore Orioles and the 88 Oakland Athletics will face the 1986 Red Sox in the American League bracket in this tournament in the semifinals in this one-and-done tournament. Eckersley back out on the mound. He's thrown 11 pitches. He's good for 30. This will be his last inning, most likely. And he'll face Bunbury, who came in after Lowenstein was pinch hit for by Nolan. Stayed in to play left. Came in to play left. So it's Bunbury, Ripken, and Murray. Not an easy task here for the Eck. Bunbury 7 out of 10. Bunter. Oakland's infield is normal. Bunbury's going to put a bunt down. He puts the bunt down, and he's going to beat it out. He's going to beat it out. A bunt face hit for Al Bunbury. Great job there. He looked to see how the defensive alignment was, and Bunbury puts the bunt down. He is the go-ahead run at first, 7 out of 10 speed. McGregor to hold him on. Here comes Cal Ripken Jr. He's 1 for 3. Eckersley's ready. Here's the pitch to Ripken. And he strikes out Ripken. Fooled badly on that pitch. So 1 out, and here comes Eddie Murray. Murray's 0 for 4. Bunbury still at first, held on by McGregor. Eckersley seems very determined out on that mound. Here's the high leg kick, and the pitch to Murray. Grounded to Hubbard, over to Weiss, over to McGregor, double, no! Oh, McGregor is upset. They thought they turned 2. Lansford was already coming off the field. Oh, wow, the ump is hearing an earful. LaRussa comes out of the dugout. He's not changing the call, though. So 2 outs. Murray's on at first, and here comes Lincecata, the designated hitter. He came in to pinch run for Ken Singleton. He stayed in the game to hit. Batting .244 off right-handed pitching. And now I think we're going to go to Tito Landrum. Pinch hitter extraordinaire. Batted .316 in limited at-bats, only 42. But he had a .316 batting average off righties. And Tito Landrum will come in to pinch hit for Lincecata. Eddie Murray's at first. Represents the go-ahead run here in the top of the 10th. 1-1 ball. Landrum batted .310 in 42 at-bats. 1 home run, 4 RBIs in 1983. Like I stated, .316 off right-handed pitching. Eckersley's ready. Here's the pitch to Tito. And that's a single up the middle. So Tito Landrum gets the job done. And we will hold Eddie Murray at second as he only has a 39% chance of running on Dave Henderson. We're going to hold him. So Landrum comes off the bench. He gets a single. First and second, 2 outs. Eckersley up to 26 pitches. He's only good for 30. And here comes the right fielder, Jim Dwyer. He's 1 for 4. .279 batting average off right-handers. Chance to knock the Orioles ahead. 2 on, 2 outs. The windup and the pitch by the Eck. Dwyer doubles to right center. And the Orioles take a 2-1 lead. Going first to third is Landrum. He's held up. Eckersley's now at 31 pitches. He's over his threshold. What a clutch hit by Jim Dwyer. 2-1 Orioles. And here comes Rick Dempsey. He's 0 for 4. Second and third, 2 outs. Steinbach goes out to have a quick word with Eckersley, who is visibly upset on that mound. Now Steinbach goes back behind the plate. The Eck has to concentrate here. He has to keep it a 1-run deficit. Give his team the best chance to tie it up in the bottom of the 10th and win it. Here's the pitch to Dempsey. 2 on, 2 out. Dempsey strikes out swinging. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Baltimore takes the lead on the 2-out double by Dwyer. It's 2-1, 83 Orioles over the 88 Athletics. Due up for Oakland. Steinbach, Canseco, and McGuire. Tippy Martinez on the mound. Steinbach 0 for 3. Needs to get ahead of the Bash brothers. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch by Tippy. That ball goes out to Shelby in right center field. He makes the running catch, out number 1. Baltimore 2 outs away from advancing to face the 86 Red Sox in the American League bracket semifinals one-and-done tournament. And here comes Jose Canseco, Bash brother number 1. It's not going to be easy. He's got to get through Canseco and McGuire. 2 for 4. Jose doubled in the first and third, grounded to third in the fifth, and flied to right in the seventh. Canseco, 42 home runs in 1988. Creaks his neck back and forth. Steps in the batter's box. He's looking for a ball he can drive out of Oakland Coliseum. Off left-handed pitching, 340 batting average. We're going to go with the pitch around. Let's see if we can get him to swing and miss. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch by Martinez. He sends that deep, but Shelby's there in front of the wall, and he makes the catch. 1 out away now from advancing to the semifinals in the American League bracket are these 83 Baltimore Orioles. 2-1, and in the last gasp hope, Mark McGuire. He's 1 for 4 today. Bash brother number 2. Deep fly ball out in the first to left. Singled in the third, struck out in the sixth, and flied out once again to center in the eighth. McGuire adjusts his batting glove, steps in the right-hander's batter's box. Martinez rubs up the baseball, steps back up on the mound. He toes the rubber. Looks in at Dempsey. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Mark McGuire. And he strikes him out! Ball game over! The 1983 Baltimore Orioles defeat the 88 Oakland Athletics 2-1. As McGuire strikes out, they win in the 10 innings. What a ball game! What a pitcher's duel! What clutch hitting! Let's go to the box score. So, the 83 Baltimore Orioles will advance in the American League bracket to the semifinals and take on the 86 Boston Red Sox. And what a matchup that will be, folks. Let me quickly thank Max Cornelius in the chat. Remember World War I. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me in the chat. Greatly appreciate it. And to anyone who is watching now or later, thank you. So let's go to the box score and we will call it a stream. Tippy Martinez gets the win. Eckersley gets the loss. Shades of the 88 World Series. MVP, the starting pitcher, Scott McGregor. Let's go to the box score. Bear with me a moment. We'll bring up another screen. Fit it to the screen here. There we go. Finally. Alrighty, we're going to go to the box score. What a game. 2-1 in 10 innings. Great game. Let's go to the pitching first. Player of the game, Scott McGregor. 8 innings, 8 hits. He scattered them. 1 run. It was earned. Walked 2, struck out 2. Tippy Martinez came in, pitched the final 2 innings. 1 hit, no runs, no walks, struck out 2. He got the win. For the 88 Oakland Athletics, Bob Welch. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 3, struck out 3. Catterett, 1 inning. 1 walk, no runs. Honeycutt, 1 inning, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, no runs. And Eckersley took the loss, 2 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, that huge double by Dwyer with 2 outs in the top of the 10th. He struck out 2. Let's go to the batting. For the victorious 83 Baltimore Orioles, Shelby 1 for 5, Lowenstein 1 for 2, and he threw out Canseco at the plate. What a huge play that turned out to be early in the game. They did not get that second run, and he walked once. Nolan came in to pinch hit for Lowenstein. He went 0 for 1. Bunbury came in to play left field. He went 1 for 1. Bunt base hit. That was huge. Ripken 1 for 4 with a walk. He struck out 3 times, so that not a stellar day for Cal Jr. Murray 0 for 5. He scored a run. He struck out once. Kenny Singleton 0 for 2 with a run scored. He walked twice. Sakata pinch ran. Did not get in that bat. Tito Landrum, a huge pitch hit single to extend the inning, to bring Dwyer to the plate to knock in that 2-out double that knocked in the winning run. Dwyer 2 for 5 with an RBI. Struck out once and he had a double. Dempsey 0 for 5, Dower 0 for 4, and Cruz 1 for 3 with a walk. In total, the victorious 1983 Baltimore Orioles 38 at-bats, 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 RBIs, 5 walks, struck out 7 times, 1 double. Team batting average 224. For Oakland, who will not advance due to the loss, they don't have to go far to go home, though it was a home game for them. Tony Phillips 0 for 4 with a run scored, 1 walk, 1 K. Steinbach 0 for 4 with a K. Canseco 2 for 5. He had 2 doubles with an RBI. McGregor 1 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. Henderson 2 for 4. Hubbard 0 for 3. Lansford 4 for 4. Baylor 0 for 3 with a walk. And Weiss 0 for 4. In total, the 88 Oakland Athletics in defeat, 36 at-bats, 1 run, 9 hits, 1 RBI, 2 walks, struck out 4 times. They had 2 doubles. They were both by Jose Canseco. Quickly to the recap. In the first, Baltimore failed to score on a hit, a walk, and an error. They stranded the runners. Then in the bottom of the first, Oakland did score 1 run. It would be their only run on a hit and a walk. Canseco doubled, scoring Phillips. Oakland took a 1-0 lead. Baltimore tied it up in the fourth. 1 run on a walk. Dempsey hit a grounder, which scored Singleton, who was at third. It was 1-1, and it stayed that way for the longest time. But in the 6th, that was the big inning. Oakland failed to score on 2 hits and a walk, as Lowenstein threw out Canseco at the plate. I think that was it. We'd have to go back and watch, but that was a huge play regardless of what inning. Then the game-winning run in the 10th for the Baltimore Orioles. 1 run on 3 hits. Dwyer with 2 outs doubled, scoring Murray, and Baltimore would take a 2-1 lead and be victorious. Jose Canseco 2 for 5 with 2 doubles, and Carney Lansford 4 for 4, but to no avail, the Oakland A's lost. Tippy Martinez pitched 2 innings. In relief, got the win. Scott McGregor went the first 8, got player of the game. Eckersley took the loss in 2 innings of relief. Once again, the 83 Baltimore Orioles 2, the 1988 Oakland Athletics 1. The 83 Orioles advanced to face the 1986 Boston Red Sox in the semifinal one-and-done semifinal round. This is Al Red Sox fans saying thank you very much for watching. Till next time, take care, bye-bye, and God bless.